Imagine this scene: a harsh Siberian winter, snow blanketing everything in white, a bone-chilling wind cutting through the air. The temperature drops to -40 degrees Celsius -40 degrees Fahrenheit. Ordinary civilian trucks are dead in their tracks, diesel fuel freezes, electrical systems fail, and wheels spin helplessly on thick snow. Yet amid this icy landscape, one machine keeps moving, crushing ice with every rotation of its wheels, defying the deadly cold. This is the BTR-152, a legendary off-road vehicle converted from an armored personnel carrier into a military cargo truck, 6x6. Unlike standard Soviet trucks like the GAZ-66, ZL-131, or Ural-375, the BTR-152 has a very special origin. It was originally an armored personnel carrier, stripped of its armor, to become a cargo vehicle, carrying with it the full spirit of battlefield engineering. This makes it completely different from any other truck of its time. Backhand index pointing right. If you love massive off-road machines and vehicles born from warfare, you won't want to miss this detailed analysis. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Mudlord channel to support more in-depth videos on legendary military vehicles. 1. Origins and historical context. 1.1 BTR-152, from armored vehicle to cargo truck. After World War II, the Soviet Union learned that armored personnel carriers needed high mobility to move in formation and support artillery across all terrains. In 1950, the BTR-152 was officially introduced, based on the ZIS-151 6x6 truck chassis. The original BTR-152 was an open-topped armored vehicle, capable of carrying about 17 soldiers and light weapons. However, the military did not always need armored vehicles. For many logistics and transport missions, a military-grade chassis without armor was highly desirable. This led to the creation of the BTR-152 cargo variant. It retained the original chassis, engine, and 6x6 drivetrain, but replaced the armor with a cargo bed to transport goods, military supplies, or tow artillery. Interestingly, compared to a purpose-built civilian truck, the BTR-152 cargo version still carries the battlefield DNA. It was designed to survive and operate in combat, not just on dirt or paved roads. 1.2 Differences from conventional trucks. Compared with famous military trucks of the era like ZIL-157, ZIL-131, or GAZ-66, the BTR-152 cargo variant stands out. Chassis. Derived from an armored vehicle, it is stronger, sturdier, and can withstand impacts and rough terrain. Civilian-style trucks are lighter and more agile, but not as rugged. Tires and central tire inflation system, CTIS. From the BTR-152V variant onward, the truck could adjust tire pressure from the cabin to adapt instantly to mud, sand, or snow. ZL-131 implemented similar technology much later. Large gasoline engine. In extreme cold, gasoline engines start more reliably than diesel. Diesel trucks like the KRAZ-255 or Ural-4320 often struggle below -30 degrees Celsius without special heaters. Design philosophy. The BTR-152 cargo truck is militarized from A to Z. It was built to operate on the battlefield, towing artillery and transporting supplies across mud, snow, and desert, not just for paved roads. 1.3 Role in war and logistics. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union exported many BTR-152s and variants to the Eastern Bloc, the Middle East, and Africa. The cargo version was commonly used to tow light artillery and anti-aircraft guns, transport ammunition and fuel, carry troops when armor was not required, serve as recovery, technical, or communications vehicles. This gave the BTR-152 cargo variant a unique position. It was neither purely a civilian truck nor a combat vehicle. It was a bridge between armored warfare and logistical transport. 1.4 why the BTR-152 Cargo is unique. At first glance, it might look like a standard medium 6x6 truck, but a closer analysis reveals it is not just a ZIS 151 chassis with a cargo bed. It carries the full battlefield legacy, militarized chassis, a robust 6x6 drivetrain, adjustable tire pressure, and a design optimized to survive extreme conditions. For these reasons, many consider the BTR-152 Cargo variant a hidden off-road monster in the guise of a simple truck. 2. Engine, the heart of off-road capability. 2.1 6-cylinder gasoline engine, classic but durable power. The BTR-152 Cargo chassis is equipped with an inline 6-cylinder gasoline engine, around 5.5 liters in displacement, producing 110 to 120 horsepower depending on the variant. At first glance, many might ask, why such low horsepower for a military machine weighing over 8 tons? The Soviet design philosophy at the time prioritized torque and durability over speed or high power. A large gasoline engine generates strong torque at low RPM, which is essential for tasks such as climbing steep, rough dirt roads, towing artillery or transporting heavy military cargo, traversing mud, snow, and difficult terrain where pulling power is more important than speed. Compared to modern trucks, the BTR-152's horsepower seems modest. However, in the 1950s, 1960s, most military trucks produced only 90 to 150 horsepower. Within that context, the BTR-152 engine was considered strong and reliable. 2.2 Advantages of gasoline engines on the battlefield. One notable aspect is the Soviet choice of gasoline over diesel for the BTR-152. Today, most military trucks use diesel due to its fuel efficiency and high torque, but at the time, diesel engines were still complex and less suitable for extreme climates. The BTR-152 gasoline engine offered several clear advantages. Easy cold starts. At -30°C to -40°C, diesel fuel can gel or fail to ignite, while gasoline vaporizes and ignites reliably, critical in Siberia or the Arctic. Less sensitive to fuel quality. In wartime, fuel might be contaminated or poor quality. Large gasoline engines handle impurities better than precision-dependent diesels. Simple and easy to maintain, the inline 6-cylinder engine can be repaired in the field without specialized tools. Soldiers could fix basic issues under combat conditions. The only drawback: high fuel consumption. The BTR-152 consumes 60 to 70 liters per 100 kilometers, even more off-road. Yet in a military context, keeping the vehicle operational outweighed fuel costs. 2.3 Adaptation to harsh terrains. The BTR-152 engine is designed to perform reliably in diverse environments. Siberia, gasoline doesn't freeze like diesel. The engine is equipped with auxiliary heating for extreme cold starts. Central Asia and Middle East, in hot, dusty conditions, the engine has multi-stage air filters to prevent sand from entering the cylinders. Tropical regions, high humidity and heavy rain have minimal impact due to the engine's simple design. This versatility allowed the BTR-152 to serve across the USSR, Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and Africa, regions with vastly different environmental conditions. 2.4 Torque and pulling capability. The real strength of the BTR-152 lies in torque, not horsepower. Its 5.5-liter engine generates strong pulling power at low RPM, 1/800, enabling the truck to tow light and medium artillery over rough terrain, carry heavy military cargo without needing high speeds, climb slopes of 30 to 35 degrees in low-range gear. In practice, military units often use the BTR-152 Cargo variant to tow 37mm anti-aircraft guns or heavy mortars, with stable performance even under heavy loads. 2.5 Comparison with contemporary vehicles. For perspective, Here's how the BTR-152 engine compares with other trucks of the era. GAZ 66, 1964 115 horsepower V8, lighter and more agile, but only 4x4 with limited payload. ZL 131, 1967 150 horsepower V8, more powerful but high fuel consumption, also gasoline. KRAZ 255, 1967 240 horsepower YMZ 238 diesel, superior pulling power, but difficult to start in extreme cold. The BTR-152 engine was neither the most powerful nor the most fuel efficient, but it struck a balance between cold weather operability, torque, and simplicity, perfect for a battlefield truck. 2.6 Real-world applications. Several real-world scenarios demonstrate the engine's value. Middle East, 1967, 1973 Arab countries used BTR-152s in the Sinai Desert. Despite extreme heat, the engine performed reliably thanks to a large cooling system and multi-stage air filters. Siberia, during winter exercises, the BTR-152 started more easily than diesel trucks, maintaining mobility at -40 degrees Celsius. Africa, operated well even with low-quality or contaminated fuel. The BTR-152's six-cylinder gasoline engine may not impress on paper by horsepower alone, but its simplicity, durability, cold start reliability, and low RPM torque make it the ideal heart of a military off-road machine. It was never built for speed, only to never quit, even in the harshest conditions. 3. 6x6 drivetrain, the backbone of off-road capability. 3.1 Basic drivetrain layout. The BTR-152 cargo chassis features a full 6x6 drivetrain, meaning all three axles are powered. Its main components include front-mounted 6-cylinder gasoline engine, 5-speed manual gearbox, 4 forward plus 1 reverse, later versions had 5 forward gears. Transfer case with 2 ranges, high and low. 3 powered axles connected via driveshafts and differentials. At first glance, this may seem similar to other military trucks. The key difference lies in how this system is optimized for harsh battlefield conditions, not just transporting cargo on regular roads. 3.2 Transfer case, the secret for climbing in mud. The BTR-152's greatest strength is its transfer case. On flat terrain, the driver uses high range to save fuel and maintain speed. On challenging terrain, mud, snow, sand, or steep slopes, the driver switches to low range. In low range, gear ratios change, torque increases, speed is limited. The truck can climb slopes up to 30 to 35 degrees. It can crawl through deep mud without stalling. Even when towing artillery or heavy loads, torque remains steady. This explains why BTR-152s were often used in artillery units as tow vehicles. They could pull heavy guns across rough terrain. 3.3 3-powered axles, optimal force distribution. Unlike 4x4 trucks such as the GAZ 66 or UAZ 469, the BTR-152 has 3 powered axles, distributing power to all 6 wheels simultaneously. Advantages include improved traction. If one or two wheels slip, the others provide enough force to move the vehicle. Even load distribution. The truck's heavy weight, 8 tons, is spread across all axles, preventing overloading. Stability under load. When fully loaded or towing, all 3 axles help maintain balance. Additionally, BTR-152 axles use limited slip differentials, enhancing off-road performance compared to fully open differentials. 3.4 Driveshafts and mechanical durability. Another reason the BTR-152 survives extreme conditions is its thick, robust, and simple driveshaft and transfer case design. Compared to civilian trucks, shorter, thicker driveshafts reduce vibrations on rough terrain. Gearboxes and axles use thick steel housings to withstand impacts. Maintenance is simple, just grease the joints, and the truck keeps running without special tools. This allows the BTR-152 to operate in the field even without a repair workshop. 3.5. Off-road capabilities enabled by the drivetrain. Combining the transfer case with 6x6 drive allows the BTR-152 to traverse mud. All 6 wheels reduce the chance of getting stuck. Low-range torque can pull the vehicle out of deep mud. Drive on deep snow. Central tire inflation and 6-wheel drive let the truck float on snow. Climb slopes. Low range enables climbing up to 35 degrees unloaded, 25 degrees when fully loaded. Overcome obstacles. High ground clearance and 6x6 traction allow it to cross trenches, mounds, and rocky terrain with minimal risk. Field tests showed the BTR-152 cargo could handle trenches up to 0.9 m wide, vertical obstacles up to 0.5 m, water crossings up to 1 m deep without special preparation. 3.6. Comparison with other vehicles. UAZ 469, 4x4 agile and light, but easily stuck in mud. GAZ 66, 4x4 compact and maneuverable, but cannot match the towing power of a 6x6. ZL 131, 6x6 also 6x6, later and more optimized, but BTR-152 was a pioneer. 4. Chassis and suspension, the steel frame of off-road capability. 4.1. Ladder-style chassis, maximum strength. The BTR-152 cargo uses a welded steel ladder frame chassis, common in Soviet military trucks of the era. Advantages. High durability. 2 main longitudinal beams connected by crossmembers act like a miniature bridge, resisting twisting and vibration on rough terrain. Heavy load capacity. Supports 2.5 to 3 tons of cargo or troops, plus the truck's own 8-ton weight. Ease of repair. Can be welded or partially replaced in the field if bent or damaged. Unlike civilian trucks, the BTR-152's frame includes reinforced steel plates protecting against sharp rocks, tree stumps, or small explosive fragments. 4.2. Semi-elliptical leaf spring suspension, classic but effective. The truck uses semi-elliptical leaf springs on all 3 axles, a common 20th century military design. Durable, handles extremely heavy loads without sagging. Simple, no complex hydraulics, fewer breakdowns. Reliable in harsh conditions, performs well in mud, snow, and water, where modern suspensions may jam. Downside, ride comfort is limited. On rough roads, the ride is bumpy, but in military operations, durability and load-bearing outweigh comfort. 4.3. Ground clearance, obstacle advantage. With 300 mm, 30 cm, ground clearance. The truck can cross mounds, rocks, small logs, and shallow trenches without scraping. Combined with approach, 32 to 35 degrees, and departure, 30-degree, angles, it can climb or descend slopes without the body hitting obstacles. Civilian trucks typically have lower clearance, 200 mm. 4.4. Load distribution. With 6 wheels and a long chassis. Front axle carries 30% of the weight. 2 rear axles share 70% of the load. This ensures balance when carrying troops or cargo, unlike 4x2 or 4x4 trucks that may nose down under heavy load. 4.5. Chassis flex, hidden off-road advantage. The ladder frame has slight flexibility, allowing each axle to twist slightly over uneven terrain. All 6 wheels to maintain ground contact, increasing traction. Preventing wheel lift, which would reduce pulling power. This subtle flexibility helps the BTR-152 crawl over rough terrain without getting stuck. 4.6. Undercarriage protection. The BTR-152 includes steel plates protecting the gearbox, front axle, and fuel tank from rocks and debris. A flatter underbody design compared to civilian trucks, reducing the chance of getting stuck. Reports show it can survive small arms fire or minor explosions without damaging the suspension, thanks to its robust undercarriage. 4.7. Field tests, trenches and slopes. Soviet testing showed. Can cross trenches up to 0.9 m wide. Can climb dry slopes up to 35 degrees. Can overcome obstacles up to 0.5 m high. Civilian 4x2 trucks usually manage only 0.4 to 0.5 m trenches, proving that the BTR-152 chassis, suspension, and ground clearance make it a true off-road machine. 4.8. Comparison with other vehicles. GAZ-66, 4x4 leaf springs and decent clearance, but lighter load capacity and less durable. ZL-131, 6x6 later and smoother ride, but BTR-152 was the original 6x6 platform proving its concept. KRAZ-255, 6x6 extremely high ground clearance and strong suspension, but too large and heavy for narrow terrain. White heavy checkmark conclusion. The latter chassis plus leaf spring suspension plus high ground clearance make the BTR-152 a reliable off-road truck. It may not be smooth or fast, but it is extremely durable, load-bearing, and capable of crossing nearly any battlefield obstacle. This steel frame is the foundation that allows the 6x6. 5. Tires and Central Tire Inflation System, CTS, BTR-152 Secret Weapon. 5.1. Overview of military tires on BTR-152. The BTR-152 is equipped with large 12.00 to 18 tires, featuring deep horizontal treads designed for off-road terrain. Key features include: large diameter, 1.1 m helps the vehicle overcome tall obstacles and roll over mud or snow more easily. Wide tread, distributes weight evenly, reducing the chance of sinking. Thick tire walls, resistant to punctures or explosions from metal fragments or sharp rocks. In comparison, civilian tires of the era, 7.00 to 20 or 9.00 to 20, were smaller, thinner, with shallow treads prone to sinking, punctures, and unsuitable for battlefield conditions. 5.2. Central Tire Inflation System, CTS, a revolutionary technology. The most unique feature of the BTR-152 is its Central Tire Inflation System, CTS, allowing the driver to adjust tire pressure directly from the cabin, a technology extremely rare in the 1950s. Even today some modern trucks lack it. How it works. A central air compressor connects to each wheel via hoses. The driver can increase or decrease tire pressure on the move using a lever. Practical applications. On paved roads, increased tire pressure, 3.5 to 4 atm, reduces rolling resistance, saves fuel. On mud, sand, snow, decrease pressure, 1.5 to 2 atm, increases contact area, allowing the vehicle to float instead of sinking. Puncture management. Even if a tire is damaged by shrapnel or small bullets, the system can maintain pressure, allowing the truck to drive tens of kilometers to safety. Backhand index pointing right. This feature gave the BTR-152 a significant advantage over contemporary Soviet trucks like the ZIS-151 or GAZ-63, which lacked CTS. 5.3. Battlefield advantages of CTS. Winter in Siberia. Low tire pressure improves traction on ice and snow, preventing wheel spin common in civilian vehicles. Deserts of Central Asia. Pressure can be reduced to prevent sinking in sand, unlike conventional trucks. Vietnam jungles. Lower pressure allows the truck to traverse muddy terrain. Reports show the BTR-152 outperformed the ZIL-157 in swampy conditions. CTIS also reduces time spent extracting the vehicle from mud. Civilian trucks often require digging or using logs. BTR-152 simply lowers tire pressure and drives out. 5.4. Drawbacks of tires and CTS. Air hoses are vulnerable, branches and thorns can puncture them. Maintenance is more complex than standard tires, regular inspections are required. Larger tires increase unladen weight. Despite these drawbacks, off-road capability outweighs maintenance concerns for military use. 5.5. Impact on off-road performance. From a practical perspective, tires and CTIS allow the BTR-152 to reduce the risk of getting stuck, maintain steady convoy movement, increase reliability, fewer recovery vehicles needed, enhance tactical mobility, quickly transition from road to rough terrain by adjusting tire pressure in minutes. Thus, the BTR-152 is not just an armored truck, but a highly mobile tactical platform for the 1950s-60s. 5.6. Comparison with contemporary vehicles. ZIS-151, 6x6 no CTS, smaller tires easily stuck in mud or sand. ZL-157, 6x6 later model, larger tires with CTAS directly. 6. Operation in extreme climates. 6.1. Environmental challenges, why military trucks must be special. Military vehicles must transport troops and cargo while maintaining mobility in all conditions. Extreme cold, diesel fuel gels, tires stiffen, electrical systems fail. Mud and deep snow, commercial trucks often get stuck. Desert sand, small wheel trucks sink, tracked vehicles are usually needed. The BTR-152, as an armored personnel truck, was equipped to handle these harsh environments. 6.2. Winter and snow operation. 6.2.1. Engine and cold start. Gasoline 6-cylinder engine starts more easily than diesel in extreme cold. Advantages of gasoline. Fuel does not gel at -30 degrees Celsius to -40 degrees Celsius. Auxiliary engine heater allows preheating. High-capacity battery ensures strong ignition. Backhand index pointing right. The BTR-152 could start reliably in Siberian winters, where many civilian trucks failed. 6.2.2. Tires and CTS. On snow or ice, tire pressure can be lowered to increase contact area, improving traction. Example. Standard pressure, 3.5 atm, suitable for asphalt only. Reduced pressure, 1.5 atm, tires spread out, allowing the vehicle to float on snow. This prevents wheel spin and loss of control, common in normal vehicles. 6.2.3. Antifreeze and system protection. Coolant contains antifreeze. Winter-grade lubricants reduce engine resistance. Snowproof air filter prevents intake blockage. Backhand index pointing right. These combined features make BTR-152 one of the few wheeled vehicles able to operate in -40 degrees Celsius conditions. 6.3. Mud and wet terrain operation. In Eastern Europe and Vietnam, mud is the #1 enemy of trucks. BTR-152 addresses it with 6.3.1. 6x6 axles and differential locks. 6 driven wheels distribute torque evenly. Locked differentials transmit power to wheels with grip, reduces risk of getting stuck. 6.3.2. Wide tires plus low pressure. Wide tires spread the truck's 8.7-ton weight. Lowered pressure, 1.5 atm, creates a snowshoe effect, preventing sinking. 6.3.3. High ground clearance, 300 mm. Crucial to prevent the belly from